What it do? Yo, man. Listen. Today, I'm gonna be covering the patch notes one more time. Those of you who visited my channel earlier today will have noticed that a similar video went out. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, it had to be taken down. Initially, I did not want to redo this video. However, because of what this patch entails and the importance of it for the game, I decided to do a different version. This is significantly less polished because I've only had a few hours to work on it, so I do apologize for that. But with all that being said, let's get right into it. So, first things first, these are all from Rata's Discord posts. The new things in this build will be the introduction of Genestealer cults as a new playable faction. This is really cool. There are like 7 Genestealer players around the world, so they will be pretty happy hearing this. Special Halloween event on October 27th. This is cool, events are always fun. New Battle Pass season featuring the Winged Prime. This makes sense, we had Neurotrope, Death Leaper, and Tyrant Guard, so it makes sense that we get the Winged Prime. I assume the 5th unit will also have something to do with a Battle Pass, so just makes sense. Path of Ascension, event unlock Zyba Kaiser starts on October 13th. Path of Ascension is very clearly a Genestealer cult thing. Zaya Kaiser is a Magus. Magus on tabletop is a strong Psyker, so I am excited to see how this works. Alien Majesty to event to unlock Petermine. I will call it Peter. On November 3rd, this is to unlock the Patriarch. Patriarch is the quote-unquote faction leader for the Genestealer cults. It is a very strong melee character with a really respectable psychic output, so I do wonder if it's going to have psychic hits in melee. Tournament arenas, October 9th and 22nd. That's pretty cool. Let's dive deeper. So, new stuff. Skull Hunt event, October 27th. This is the Halloween event, as mentioned. Ascor, the Eightfold, right, the role leader's character who I cope about. He is the focus of this event. Survival is the same event that the Titus had for Space Marine 2 Celebration event. We will be getting Ascor shards. There will be a special event team and a week-long offer. I do fully foresee there being like 1 free offer and 6 very bad and expensive offers. That being said, it is what it is. Let's hope the 1 free offer is good. Genestealer Coast is a playable faction, new collector character. Magus, as I mentioned, Path of Ascension starting October 13th. This is a heroic release event. It's pretty cool. The biggest thing of this patch is the mercy system. Now, the way this works for requisitions is that after you open 100 requisitions consecutively without pulling a legendary character, until the 300th pull, your chances of pulling a legendary character increases. And at 300th pull, you will get a legendary character. You might be thinking to yourselves, Draupnir, this is too much. I do kind of agree with you and kind of disagree with you. Now, 100 consecutive pulls without a legendary character, that is a 10-10 pulls, which is a lot, but bear with me. I can foresee people looking at the 300 number and getting incredibly upset. However, it's important to remember that 300 is the last possible moment. It's where you don't like unlock them at 99%, 75%, 66%, right? There will come points in a reasonable amount of time where you are more likely to unlock a legendary character than you are not. Does this mean there will be nobody who gets to that 300%? Or 300 thing? It is possible. Unfortunately, that's how random number generators work. It is what it is. However, one thing I will pull your attention to, this is very important, is the mercy system has also been added to campaign random rewards. Now, this is completely replacing the jar system. You might be thinking to yourself, Draupnir, why doesn't this matter? Like, why? Who cares? You're getting requisitions. Brothers, the jar system was an incredibly obnoxious, borderline anti-player system in the game where it punished you for getting lucky, but it kind of saved you for getting unlucky. Right? It's the thing where you essentially pull 3 character shards every day through normal campaign farming, and like you never like have a day where you pull like 10. It's because the jar system was in place. With the jar system being replaced, we simply have a mercy system that is a net positive, so it will technically be possible to like pull 10 character shards or like 10 items, which is great. and if you don't, the mercy system will swoop in and save you. This is a net positive. The requisition change is also a net positive. It is just kind of hindered by the fact that the cap is 300. Personally, I will lower it to 200, but it is what it is. Continuation of what's new. Winged Prime on October 6th, which is the Battle Pass. New Guild War Season October 19th. I don't know why they're selling this. Who cares? Like, you get those every day. Like, I don't think there's ever a time where we don't get Guild War Seasons. Incursion Event October 28th. Unfortunately, they are not mentioning a Machine of War, which is extremely disappointing because initially they said we will get a new one every 10 weeks. The fact that they are not mentioning it here, despite the fact that they're mentioning the characters, the Jinster Cult of the faction and characters, is very disheartening, which means we're not going to get a Machine of War, or they're going to do a fast one and like release it at the very end, which doesn't build up hype. I think this is a unfortunate situation. A new campaign, Elite Samhain Part 4, that's cool. I wish we got Part 5 either. I hate drip feeding content. I abhor it. I would much rather just be done with it and get it. New faction war mode for Tournament Arena, essentially for factions who have like 4 characters. You get to play your character, and for the 5th, you get loaned a character that makes sense. So if you're playing Dark Angels, you will get like an Imperium character. Doing so will give you additional points, and having more characters will give you even more points. They've patched a thing where if you end in a draw, both the players get resources. This is good. Upcoming legendary event is the Patriarch on November 3rd. We mentioned this. Blood Angels Lucian Death Company Intercessor on October 16th. And Angrax Terminator Champion on November 6th. And all Chaos Allies for him. And for Death Company, it is all Imperials excluding Militarum and Dark Angels. This makes sense. This is fine. Added 3 new Onslaught tiers. Added 1 new Salvage Run tier. I don't know why these are so low. I was expecting more, but it is what it is. We have so many. So these are all good changes. I'm happy. I am content. Improvements. Ability tooltips now clearly specifying abilities active. Can be used once per battle or passive, and if they are considered to be ranged or melee attack. This is significantly important. It might seem like this doesn't matter. This is a great increase in our quality of life. More importantly, the example they have given is Dark Strider's Structural Analyzer passive. Now it consistently increases the damage of all abilities marked as ranged attack. So adding keywords to the game is a net positive. It is an objective good. It makes it so you don't have to rely on just like people wasting tokens testing things. Here, it literally just works the way it's supposed to. I think this is good. That is the sentiment you're going to be seeing a lot with this video, where I am just saying it's good, it's good, it's good, because truth be told, this is a good patch. Tournament Arena, they added Armor of Contempt. All characters going second get 100,000 shields. This does disappear after going, like, the turn starts, so it makes it so you don't get killed turn 1. It makes it so Thaddeus Noble doesn't kill a character. It makes it so Ragnar Lightning comps don't like destroy your turn 1. This is extremely good. If you're Ragnar comp and you're complaining about this, just, you know, who cares about what you think? I'm sorry. Like, Tournament Arena is completely ruined because of Ragnar, and the fact that he's not like gonna be first turn winning games is a net positive. There's also an orbital bombardment mechanic at the beginning of round 8. Each match on the battlefield will be bombarded, right? So it's like Hunger Games or Fortnite or PUBG or like any of those extractions, Call of Duty Warzone, where the map just gets smaller, pushing people to engage with each other. This is a good thing because, let's be honest, it's extremely annoying if your opponent's like has like a lot of Overwatch things and they're just sitting at the back of the map, they're not engaging with you. It's a good way to, you know, put them in their place. A survival mode. They've changed certain things. You can now hold up to 5 tokens. You are faster in your regeneration of tokens. However, the event is shorter. There's a new bomb power-up. The heal power-up is better. Like, it's just a bunch of quality of life upgrades. I'm not going to spend too much time on these. Like, this is good. Survival mode will be better because of all these changes. I like this. A Guild War, they've changed a few things. They've changed how matchmaking works, so now they make it power level, which is better than guild level. They've also made it so guild like officers, they can deploy you, which is like taking something that is annoying out of the game. Like, oh, what if you don't have to like sign in that day, right? So this is good. This is good. They have removed the landing pads in the war zone, added a second Medicaid station, which gives 50% health. This is a buff to Necrons. It's just very annoying, but it is what it is. They've also added a Warp Rift War Zone, and it cannot be moved. Thin Veil buff that gives 20% damage to all Psykers, and whenever non-demon Psyker is defeated, summons a random demon in its place. The demon will be an enemy to both attacker and defender. This is interesting, that's fun, it's fresh. Boar is becoming better. These are all upgrades. Balancing requisition orders, this is just going into the math. I will not cover this. Understand that you will get less orbs, as you can see, from orb chance from 32 to 22. This is a good change. The characters have increased. Orbs, less orbs, more characters. It is what it is. The mercy system, these are just a bunch of numbers. I'm not going to cover these. Single requisitions and whatnot. Single requisitions are not worth it. Always go for 10 requisitions, especially with the changes. It is what it is. Campaign random rewards. Essentially, because of the mercy system being added to the campaigns, the reward systems haven't changed. In my previous video, I did cover these. However, it's taken now, so you can watch it. But my conclusion from looking at all of these numbers was that aside from like one mirror campaign node, like everything else is a net positive, and that like very specific mirror campaign node, it is like less than 1% negative. So this is fine. This is all good. Gene Zero Cult upgrades have been added to the game. It makes sense. We're going to get them very soon. And if you don't have upgrades in the game, you will not be able to upgrade them, right? So this is not a positive. This is not a negative. It's just what it is. Leaderboard bracket adjustments. Due to the increased number of active players, we have widened the position for brackets for, this, for character release events, seasonal events starting this Halloween one and Tournament Arena, this is I'm not going to compliment this. I'm not trying to be negative or positive. This is just something that needed to get added significantly, in the past. This is way overdue. This had to be added way before. Let's just be glad it's added for now. So, that being said, let's go to the next one. Reduce the price of seasonal also close offers, especially when only a small amount of advance currency is needed to open the next crate. This is good. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna give credit. Verse 2. This is correcting a mistake. The fact that you sometimes need to spend 1,500 black shards to get 2 character shards is completely delusional. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it how it is. There goes the... I had been told that Draupnir was the biggest snowprint glacier, but right now he's getting quite zesty. I don't know what's going on. I'm quite lost. No, but this was a bad thing, and they're fixing it, so it's good. But the fact that it took this long to fix it, and it was broken in the first place, I am not going to compliment this. This seems like a good change, but reduce the price of seasonal events. It literally can mean it went from 1,500 to 1,400. So until we see it, I can't really comment on it. Department Minotaurium offers. These are the bad offers you never buy from the shop. They give 50% more orbs. It makes sense because you're earning less orbs from requisitions. Character quests. The last crate now always rewards a legendary ability badge. This is good. It was either epic or legendary. This is not a solution to the economy being broken. Economy is broken. Badges are obnoxious to get. This solves nothing. Unit portraits now show the base rarity when they are given as rewards. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. Next up, the long-awaited rework. Boss Golgors is getting a rework. Let's see what happens. Armor stat increased by 73%. This is really good. Damage increased by 116%. This is okay. You will see why. Melee hits reduced from 5 to 2. Reduced ranged hits from 3 to 1. I will put an asterisk here. His melee damage is going from chain to eviscerating, which is 50% pierce ratio. This is really good. Replace Daka trait with get second trait, which can give him extra hits. Added Crushing Strike trait passive ability, which will make your 2 eviscerating hits really strong. Light him up, increased damage values by 36%. Now also triggers on his range attacks. What this means is his passive ability, where he attacks with 3 hits, similar to Revas. That's why I did put an asterisk here, is because before the ranged attack would have 3 hits, however it will not proc the passive. Now it's 1 hit, but it procs the passive, so you're essentially having 4 hits. This is good, I like this. The active has been completely reworked. If Boss Golgors has not moved, very similar condition to Ragnar Blackmane, he summons 2 Orc Boys in free adjacent texts until end of the turn. All friendly Orcs and other friendly units adjacent to Boss Golgors gain +1 movement. Right, it follows the same suit of Calgar and Eldarion, where you buff your faction more and you buff everybody else less. movement, and their normal melee attacks deal plus X damage. I think X is like 800 or 900 damage. This is good. And scores +1 hit. Boss skill goes and charges the targeted enemy. Yeah, so it just charges. All friendly orc boys take a turn. Now, there needs to be an enemy in charge range. I think Fred made a good video on it. I will probably post a link in the description, but statistically, most of you have watched it. So this is good. Double deal, like there's Snappereka as well. He has 12% more health, 15% more damage, 33% more armor. He has an extra hit. He has the Get Stuck and Trade passive, so it goes up to 4 hits. Renamed passive ability, ignores X armor. Is at full health. He scores +1 hit, right? So you get to like 5 hits, which is really strong. And reduces the target's armor by X, but loses 5% of his maximum health. This is very similar to Rapid Assault, where like your first stack you get this, but because you lose health, you don't meet the requirements to activate it again. However, if you have a healer or rather a mechanical healer, repairer, in the form of Actus or Giba or Alaknul, you will get to proc this multiple times. With healing being mentioned, renamed ramming speed to Daka Daka Daka. Rework deals 6x projectile to an enemy within range 3, adds +2 hits for each time Snappereka was repaired this battle, but cannot exceed 16 hits. This goes up to 24 with the Daka trait. If the target is defeated, leftover hits are allocated to random enemies in 3 hexes. Snappereka also loses 15% of his maximum health. Giba Scrappa, which is a third orc, right? This is, I think, the last orc that didn't get a rework. While not getting a full rework, he has the fitting the Grant Big Mac factor. He has Get Stuck and Trade, which is good. Like, this is beneficial. I don't see these guys becoming meta. I do, however, see them becoming significantly better than what they were. So this is a positive. Terminator armor, this is a really big change, and now reduces the damage of the first attack by 75% instead of only the first hit. Units with Terminator armor can no longer be suppressed. This is an amazing change. Terminators only have 2 movement usually, and the fact that you can get suppressed to reduce it to 1 makes it so if you're playing these in Arena or any game mode that suppresses you, you will physically be unable to catch up things. So this is a great change. I like it. Rask and Arjack have unstoppable trait added. Units that are revived now keep the effects of power-ups. This is fine. The one downside of this is it's all Terminators, like it's Terminator trait, which means that events like legendary release events, Rotbone, Prime, like those guys, they also have Terminators and they're enemy Terminators and they are stronger now. So the game got a little harder. Oh no, like it's fine. This is fine. Experimental power level ups offers. We're testing a new type of offer that triggers at certain levels for power ups to random group of players. Like this is fine. Just more offers. If you think they're good, buy them. If you don't think they're good, don't buy them. Bug fixes, I'm not going to cover the bug fixes. They're just like fixing things that shouldn't be in the game, and most of you probably haven't seen this, so it's not a bad thing. Snowprint do be cooking. I do think this is a good patch. I may have been a little, not emotional. Maybe I wasn't as animated as I usually am. This is the 3rd time I'm re-recording this video. I am quite upset that my initial video got taken down. I did work all weekend for it, and this video is not up to my standards. However, because of the fact that this patch is very important and good for the game, I did want to cover it, give my 2 cents on the opinion. I think Snowprint did cooked. I think this patch is a net positive. I think every single thing added in this patch is good. With that being said, thank you very much for watching the video. I genuinely appreciate you doing so. It means a lot to me. My referral code is in the middle of the screen. If you want to enter it, you get 100 Blackstone shards. If you don't want to enter it, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really appreciate you doing so. Have a good day and stay safe.